the heart of the forest, choosing and caring for trees. Welcome back to EcoAlchemy. If you're joining us for the first time, you're in for a treat because today we're delving into the heart of a thriving food forest, the trees. In our last episode, we learned how to maintain balance in a food forest by managing pests, encouraging beneficial insects, and keeping soil healthy. Now, let's shine the spotlight on the mighty trees, a vital cornerstone of food forest ecosystems. Whether you're a beginner horticulturist or someone dreaming of lush greenery in your backyard, this guide will help you master the art of choosing and caring for your trees. Dive right in, and let's explore how these natural giants support ecosystems, how to choose the perfect species for your location, and how to grow and care for trees that will anchor your food forest for years to come. Think of trees as the pillars of your food forest. Not only do they provide delicious fruits and nuts, but they also deliver a host of less obvious benefits that are critical for a thriving, self-sustaining ecosystem. Trees shade the soil to reduce evaporation, act as windbreaks, stabilize the land, and even bring nutrients up from the deeper layers of soil through their roots. Their decomposing leaves return essential organic matter to the soil, enriching it naturally. If you're planning your first food forest, remember this: selecting the right mix of trees will determine the longevity and success of your system. Trees aren't just for show, they shape the environment around them. From regulating moisture to providing shelter for wildlife, they're nature's multi-tools, and you'll want to choose wisely. Picking your trees doesn't need to be overwhelming. All you need is a little planning and some thought about your local conditions. Focus on 3 key factors: climate, soil quality, and water availability. For instance, in dry regions like Arizona, drought-tolerant trees shine as stellar choices. Just a few great examples include mesquite trees, perfect for shade and nitrogen fixation, critical for enriching soil naturally. Pomegranate trees, hardy, easy to grow, and highly rewarding with luscious fruits. Olive trees, renowned for their resilience and ability to thrive under minimal water conditions. These species aren't just survivors. They help build a robust ecosystem, each contributing something unique. If your region is cooler or wetter, there are other wonderful options like apples, pears, or chestnuts. Take some time to observe your local environment before making your selection. Beginner tip: always choose native or well-adapted species. They'll be far easier to maintain. Planting a tree is an investment in the future. Here's a beginner-friendly guide to start things off on the right foot. Site selection: choose a spot with enough sunlight and suitable space for the mature size of your tree. Avoid planting too close to buildings or underground utilities. Dig smart. The planting hole should be twice as wide as the root ball, but only as deep as the tree's root system. This helps tree roots spread easily and establishes stability. Soil prep: mix compost or well-rotted manure into the soil for a nutrient boost. Your tree needs a strong, healthy start. 4. Water deeply. Once planted, water the tree deeply. The goal is to encourage the roots to grow down into the cooler, moister layers of the soil. 5. Mulch like a pro. Spread a thick layer of mulch, around 2 to 4 inches, around the base, but keep it a couple of inches away from the trunk. This keeps roots cool, retains moisture, and reduces weeds. Especially in hot climates, mulching is a tree's best friend. Planting can feel intimidating at first, but with these simple steps, you're setting your tree up for success from day one. Congratulations! Your tree is planted. Now the real care begins. Young trees are like babies. They need extra attention, love, and protection to grow into strong, independent members of your food forest. Here's what they need. Protection: use tree guards to keep pests like animals or insects at bay. A physical barrier can mean the difference between success and heartbreak. Pruning: regular trimming helps shape your tree for strong, upright growth and prevents it from becoming weak or lopsided. Don't overdo it though, gentle is the way to go. Watering: depending on your climate, new trees need to be watered consistently, but not overwatered, during their first few months. Mulching refresher. Renew your mulch periodically to maintain its effectiveness. Remember, mulch helps suppress weeds that might steal nutrients from your growing tree. With these key steps, you're giving your saplings the best possible start in life. Watching them flourish as they grow older is one of the most rewarding parts of this journey. Beginner tip: trees don't thrive in isolation. They're community dwellers. The most successful food forests use companion planting to create layers of plants that work together harmoniously. Under and around your trees, pair them with plants that nurture the soil or deter weeds. For example, nitrogen-fixing shrubs like acacia or clover can boost soil fertility naturally, reducing your need for fertilizers. Ground covers such as creeping thyme, strawberries, or comfort suppress weeds and lock in moisture. Pollinator-friendly flowers planted nearby will attract bees and beneficial insects to help trees flourish. Layering has another big upside. It maximizes productivity and creates habitats for more diverse forms of life, enhancing your food forest's overall health. As your trees mature, their needs will shift. Thankfully, their resilience increases with time, and they'll require less hands-on attention. However, regular care makes all the difference between mediocre trees and thriving ones. Pruning. Set a routine for light pruning to encourage healthy growth and nip any disease in the bud. Mulching and fertilizing. Don't forget about mulch. Reapply yearly and consider adding organic fertilizers as needed. Pest monitoring. Check for signs of infestation every few months. If spotted early, problems remain manageable. The beauty of trees is that they're long-term investments. With consistent care, you can enjoy decades, even generations, of bounty from a well-nurtured forest. One of the best ways to hone your skills as a beginner horticulturist is through experimentation. Right now, I'm growing a young pomegranate tree in a pot. Why? It allows me to test various watering techniques and explore different soil types in a controlled environment. If you're unsure about caring for your trees in the ground, try this approach. Experimenting in pots is low risk and a great way to learn before committing to larger plantings. At its core, planting and caring for trees is about more than just building a food forest. It's about building a more sustainable future. With trees, you're creating a green, productive space that supports biodiversity, captures carbon, and nourishes the land. And the benefits extend beyond your garden. Food forests can be havens for wildlife, sources of sustainable food, and tools for climate resilience. When you plant a tree, you're part of something bigger. Little by little, you're making a difference. Next time, we'll dig deeper. Literally, we'll shift from the canopy layer to the understory, diving into the shrubs and smaller trees that play a critical role in your food forest. They fill the gaps below larger trees, creating a lush, dynamic space full of color and life. As always, I'd love to hear from you. What are your go-to tree species when starting a food forest? Do you have beginner tips or special care tricks up your sleeve? Drop a comment below and join the conversation. Until then, keep dreaming, keep planting, and remember, every tree you nurture brings us one step closer to a greener tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on EcoAlchemy.